Hi, I'm Kelly Loomis, registered dietitian and certified diabetes educator. Welcome to Meals in Minutes. Today we're going to mix it up a little and try something different with fish. We're going to make a great fish taco. The latest health recommendations recommend that we add more fish to our diet. Up to twice a week is the recommendation from the American Heart Association. But sometimes we take that and we go and have fried fish or fish sticks or something that's really high in sodium. And this recipe is a great way to add that fish into your diet without adding too much extra fat or too much extra salt. To make this recipe, I start out by making my own Southwest taco seasoning. You could use a packaged brand, but you really add a lot of salt. You're gonna get a similar flavor from this seasoning blend, and you're not gonna get any of that sodium. So what I start with is about a tablespoon of chili powder. And I just make this in a bowl. Sometimes I'll make it in a big container so I can have extra if I want to make tacos later. Then we're going to add 2 teaspoons of onion powder. And notice it's onion powder, not onion salt, because I'm trying to keep the sodium levels low. The next thing I'm going to add is just a teaspoon of paprika. You can use any kind of paprika. If you have a smoked, that'll give it a little bit of a different flavor. We're going to add a teaspoon of oregano. And the last of the seasonings to make our Southwest taco blend is a teaspoon of ground cumin. The next thing we need to do is just mix up that seasoning blend really well. We want to make sure all of the different seasonings mix together so that we don't have too much onion or too much garlic in just one place. So to make the fish tacos, it's a really simple recipe. It's something we do in about 10 minutes. So something quick you could do if you only have a few minutes, or maybe if you're just getting home from work. So I'm using tilapia for the fish tacos. And the reason I'm using tilapia is that, one, it's very high in protein and B vitamins, but it's also one of the fish that are lower in mercury. The USDA says US raised tilapia is one of the best choices if you're trying to avoid contaminants in your diet. So try to pick tilapia from the United States. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take our taco seasoning that we just made and we're going to sprinkle that on both sides of the tilapia. You may want to pat it dry a little bit if it seems a little bit too wet, maybe if you had it in the freezer. So we're just going to sprinkle it on. Because it doesn't have a lot of sodium in it, it's fine if you want to use a lot. You don't have to use a lot, but I like lots of seasoning. And you want to make sure you cover both sides. So we're almost done with this very simple recipe. The next thing we need to do is actually just cook this in the skillet for just a few minutes. So we're going to take our tilapia and add it to a skillet that I have heated over medium heat with about a tablespoon of olive oil added. We're just going to slide that in and we're going to let it cook for about 3 minutes on each side. You don't want to overcook the fish, so make sure you limit it to about 3 minutes per side and keep an eye on it. While the fish is cooking, I like to warm up my tortilla shells. I do the same thing. I just heat up my skillet to medium-high heat, and I might spray that with a little bit of cooking spray. Then I'm going to use the small tortillas. Not the really great big ones, just the little ones, because I don't want to overdo it with my portion sizes. You can use either the flour tortillas or the corn tortillas, whichever you prefer. Sometimes I'll use the whole grain, but the smaller ones are often hard to find. And I just heat these for 10 to 15 seconds on each side, turning in between each. So after just 6 minutes, my fish is done and ready to build those wonderful fish tacos. If the pieces are a little bigger, like those I had today, they'll break apart real easily, so you want to be careful. Generally, I put about a half of a piece of the fish on each of the taco shells that I had warmed. It's going to be nice and golden crusted with all of that seasoning blend that we made. The next thing we need to do is just finish up those tacos. We all have our favorite taco toppings. Mine just happen to be great fresh salsa and avocado. And the tilapia is so low in fat that adding that extra fat, especially because it's healthy fat from the avocado, won't make that big of a difference in my calories, and it'll add a great big boost of nutrition. So the first thing I do is just add some of that fresh salsa. You can use whichever type of salsa you like. This one just happens to have roasted corn in it. So we add our favorite fresh salsa. We add those healthy fats from a little bit of diced avocado. We fold them up just like our regular old tacos, and we have a wonderful, healthy dish that we just did in less than 15 minutes. I hope that you give these great fish tacos a try. It's a great way to get in a lean protein and some healthy fats. I hope to see you next time on Meals in Minutes.